Hey, I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and this is a super late review of My Hero Academia Chapter 213, titled Location of the Soul. As this motherfucker who looks a lot like an unread Hellboy, I immediately picture his voice with Ron Perlman in mind. Just that kind of tough dude attitude. And he starts just chewing Izuku out about everything. But Izuku is unable to talk in this manifestation, where he's talking to a previous incarnation, previous holder of One for All. And he actually starts to realize that, oh, snap, these dudes are actually still technically alive within here. Which might mean that the silhouettes you can see fully mean that these people have died, but the silhouettes that you can only see in shadow must mean that these people are still alive. And then the guy goes on to say, hey, that power, that black, energy whip-like thing that came out of your body, yeah, that's my ability. Which reveals something that I had considered at one point long ago, but because it never came up, I just kind of dropped it. And that's the thought of, hey, you have the stockpile quirk and you have the inheritance quirk. Is it possible that One for All was only passed down to people who didn't have quirks? That doesn't add up, because there's too much, physicality and power behind everything that All Might could do. So it just didn't add up to me at first. It's just like, well, if everyone has this power to pass down, wouldn't people who just had general quirks have also been included in all of this? And I'm finally getting to this answer that I've been wondering about, and just dropped just as quickly because, there were no previous hints of any of this. But the guy goes on to say that their quirk factors merge into the core of One for All and have been inside of One for All for a good long time. And as it started to ripple out, and it cultivated all this power within it, and now the core has started to expand and grow and develop, kind of like an egg, which is so broken. But at the same time, you gotta remember, as long as this takes the same approach that Avatar: The Last Airbender did, it's not quite as broken as you think. Various team members all come and intersect because of all the black energy that was shooting out everywhere. It becomes a melee, like Super Smash Brothers. So cool. But well, Deku has to take a moment to kind of understand the situation, that he has these newer powers, more power than he could have ever dreamed of. Isn't that the ultimate irony of everything? That the guy with no power whatsoever becomes the guy with 7 abilities. But he has no time to really dwell on this, as the capture rope comes in for Uraraka, only be grabbed by Deku, who realizes he has to start thinking, figuring out how to never have his quirk hurt anyone, because before it was an issue of him hurting himself, but now he has to worry about the potential of hurting other people. An interesting angle now, because I talked about it before, where the consequences of Deku's ability no longer play a part in everything. It's now just more him getting better. But now that his power has the potential to rage out of control, much like Tokoyami's, that adds a new interesting caveat to the whole situation. But we also see that the teachers, All Might, Vlad, and Aizawa have seen that the situation has kind of got itself a little bit back under control, that they decide to allow the 5th set to continue on, as Shinso faces off against Deku. So, just a fun chapter. Just like this revelation has sent ripples throughout the My Hero Academia fandom. Just this realization that there could be so much more to what Izuku can do from here on out. And because of this, My Hero can extend a lot further than where it actually is right now. Because, you know, you could have Izuku just growing, learning these abilities, adapting, finding new and interesting ways to apply them to other abilities, maybe mixing techniques here and there. I mean, you know, just consider this. All for One had a plethora of multiple abilities. He was insanely strong, and he used certain abilities in conjunction, and he was really powerful. But All Might still, with just the power of super strength, constantly took him down. So that should tell you enough that Izuku hasn't become broken, far from it. It adds an interesting angle, because you want to see Izuku unlock each new ability, grow, adapt, and see how well he's able to apply it in everyday use. And only time will tell just how far he'll be able to come with these abilities. But that's all I have to say for this chapter review. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What kind of powers do you think Izuku will be able to unlock? Do you hate the fact that they've decided to go in this angle and you just wish it was just the strength aspect and not all the prospect of having all these other abilities? Do you feel that it makes him broken, or do you agree with me that, you know, maybe it'll be like Avatar, where he has to grow and adapt, and just because he has these abilities doesn't make him immortal or invincible? Yeah, he can become very powerful, but we won't see that to the finale. And even then, we've been shown in this series itself that just because somebody has multiple abilities doesn't make them omniscient. I don't think that's the right word, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. And do you feel that that's an interesting angle or a can of worms? But hey, if you liked this review, leave me a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I'm doing wrong in the comment section below. But until then, how about subscribing for more chapter reviews of My Hero Academia? Because I will definitely be bringing you more in the foreseeable future. Until then, thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.